Alright, another video on prostitution, I guess. Have to do it, sorry. Yeah, I saw part of a Peach video, it just pissed me off. Yeah, who could watch the whole thing on? It was like 6 hours long. And it's this stupid, I hate this style, I hate her style. She's this pompous, arrogant bitch. You know, she does this thing, she takes clips from other people, the little buffoony crap, you know, funky image, fucks with somebody else's content. I mean, fuck that shit. You know, it's just so manipulative. I hate manipulators, and it's a manipulative argument, especially to these plain Janes that she's arguing against, who are just, you know, being themselves. They're not selling a bunch of propaganda. They're not making slick commercials. But anyway, whatever. So there's 2 points. The chicken ranch thing, you know, the legalized prostitution in Nevada is apparently her model. And she showed a couple of little images. It was just so, oh, here we go, cliche. So now women are in the silicone business. You know, so now we should encourage industries where you know, women are encouraged to see plastic surgeons and you know, maybe spend 10, 20, 30, 40,000 bucks, risk their life to create you know, a sexually desirable image so they can make premium bucks. You know, and as pointed out, the fact that income taxes are now being paid, plus the expense of doctors and all the other little regulatory bullshit. Right, so yeah, what does that do for the people who can't afford it? So if you're not in a tourist market, and if you're not going to have a tourist clientele to finance all that, what are you going to have? You're going to have some other clientele, and so none of that's going to work. And so then you'll just have legalized streetwalkers. That's what you're going to have. You're going to have, again, poor women. And again, only doing the job because it pays better than all the other shitty jobs. And that's the only reason they're doing it. And why is it paid better? Because it exploits the crudest of human desires and aspirations. That's it. It's exploitation, plain and simple, of the crudest part of human nature. I mean, this is no better. You know, I'm sure she'd say lottery should be legal. Everybody should be able to run their own lottery and sucker as many people as they can. You know, have raffles for everything. You go to the damn store and you put your money in a slot machine to get your loaf of bread. You know, she probably think that's just fucking fine because it's what people want and it's what the people want to do. And you know, she kind of ran away from Fred's argument, like, well, why don't you just let us know, what's your price? Just out of curiosity. You know, if having a price is the way we're going to go with this, we're just going to commercialize it and see how much we have to bribe, how much do we have to pay somebody to do something. So let's pick some really hideous, ugly woman, and we can ask me how much do I have to get paid to fuck it? You know, and that's all this is. It's just seeing how much money does it take to bribe a poor woman into giving up her intimacy. Period. Nothing else. It's crude, ugly, and it should be stamped as such. It shouldn't be sanctioned by government. And if it's going to be tolerated, it should be tolerated, it should be encouraged, bent towards better playing rules. Just like we have steroid rules in baseball and sports, we should have rules for prostitutes that, okay, you want to work in the ranch, no augmentation, no bullshit. You know, because they're just going to work to outcompete each other to be as fake as possible. You know, fix it up, tighten up, you know, facelifts, boob lifts, butt lifts, liposuction. Yeah, it's a cosmetic surgeon's dream cake. You know, and that's what we're talking. And that's what percentage of prostitution is that serving? This tourist prostitution, glamour-tution is what you ought to call it. It has nothing to do with what the real world will look like when you legalize prostitution and solicitation. And you know, it's just outside of a ranch atmosphere, how could you possibly regulate it? And again, it doesn't do anything about the social complications it causes. If you make this freely and easily available, it's just a denial of practical fact that men who wouldn't will, you know, because they are going to be seducible. And it's just bullshit to say they're not. Absolute unrealistic nonsense. You know, like I said, one of those fucking bikini swim team women walks up to me and says, hey, you can have me for 50 bucks. I'm having it. All right? Even if my better judgment says no, 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 if it's sitting there right in front of me and it's just a few bills to get it, I'm gonna pay them. So it should be a little bit out of reach. It's just such a disgusting bullshit argument. You know, like it's some sort of just a moral taboo, and that's all it is. No, it's a complex issue. It has a lot to do with the necessities of male-female relations, that there needs to be some imposed discipline, or it's going to get really fucking ugly. If we start a la carting our relationships, it ain't going to look good. So let's see, where else we go with this? There was a couple other arguments of hers that are just so unfair to the true circumstance. Yes, it's this whole idea of voluntary exchange bullshit. She's talking just like some kind of libertarian. And so why this taboo, though? If we're going to break this barrier, if sex and disease risk, which is, there's got to be, at least a 5%, right? If 5% of condoms break, then we got at least a 5% chance, increased chance. Because look, you got, the bottom line is we know that most of the people who are going to use hookers are going to be people who need to. That's simple. There's a lot of people who do have problems, physical problems, this, that, or the other thing, and and that's only going to be accelerated, and everybody's going to be sharing in those risks. For what? For what purpose? Make it more accessible. It's already pretty accessible. It just doesn't make any sense to me. It's not that it doesn't make any sense. Of course it makes sense. Because I want it to be more accessible, but that's what I want. It doesn't have anything to do with what I think is right for society and for civilization. And just as I don't think it's right to have lotteries at Walmart, or raffles at Walmart, and just as I don't think it's right to just start bribing people to do things that are incredibly risky because they make somebody happy. I mean, there's lots of women who would probably love to watch a man show, where men are fed to lions. We probably would love to watch that, some women. And so why not? Why not let women pay men to do something that risks their life? And say there's only 1 in 30,000 men die in the contest. Women are still going to watch because they're going to love to see that one go. Or even strap in an electric chair and have the chair only zap them 1 in 30,000 times, because it's probably 1 in 30,000 at least. I'm giving you a way benefit of the doubt here. People contract AIDS through prostitution. So there you go. It's a death risk. It's a death game, played to the death. So why don't we just let people get bribed out of their and risk their life for real, directly, explicitly? You're supposed to be so explicit and honest. Well, be fucking honest, and just say we all should be up for to be bargained with. We all should be bribed out of our life, out of our dignity. Fuck that shit. So yeah, make prostitution pay $12 an hour, and then make your argument. When prostitution pays $12 an hour, then let's make it legal. Because then women will have a real choice between washing dishes or... all right, never mind that ending. So pretend that ending didn't take place, and we'll just add this ending. So whatever, we shall agree to disagree. Fine, you think it's a woman's liberation issue. I think the 90% is a women exploitation issue and a male exploitation issue. It has nothing to do with liberation or freedom. It has everything to do with bad choices, bad decisions, and unhealthy social interaction. That's what we'll call it. It's unhealthy social interaction. We should encourage better. One more ending. Look, this whole argument, if you really all do care about this legalization issue, the people you need to talk to are one kind of people, okay? The majority that's behind suppression is likely going to be because of religious morality. So just stick to that argument, and don't pretend that you're fighting for women's rights and that this is somehow the feminist approach, because it's not. Prostitution is not a woman actualizing herself. It's exactly the opposite. It's a woman actualizing what men want. There can't be anything. I mean, it's the definition of being owned. Come on. Get real. Anyway, till next time. Alright, one more short add-on. I mean, I should have made the point a little clearer, but the problem with the Nevada model, besides the fact that, it just encourages silicone and the rest of it, is that, most places in the world don't have huge tourist money. So obviously it's good for tourism to have the hookers, and there's money to pay for the regulation of it, and that's just not going to happen in the rest of the country. Anyway, until next time. Tree cutting. Huh. Didn't invite me. I don't know why. I'm an excellent tree cutter.